Billions in Swiss banks, India's hidden truth. Has black money really come back? It was a cold morning in 2019, just as the country was waking up, when a shocking report from Switzerland hit the headlines. Indians' deposits in Swiss banks had suddenly skyrocketed. But the real question was, is this wealth the result of hard-earned money? Or is it the black money that's been hidden for years, away from the eyes of the nation? And if it's the latter, has the government made any real progress in bringing it back? Or are we, year after year, getting lost in a web of figures, drifting further from the truth? Today, we'll dive deep into this topic. But before we begin, if you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe so you get all our latest video updates first. So let's begin this important discussion without any delay. First of all, let us tell you, Indians having money in Swiss banks is not a new phenomenon. For decades, it has remained a mysterious issue. While the common man hopes that this money will return to the country and contribute to its progress, governments often divert attention by framing the matter as a technical or procedural issue. When the topic resurfaced in Parliament in 2024, all eyes turned toward the government to see what it would say. In the Rajya Sabha, Minister of State for Finance, 𝐮𝐭𝐞𝐬 Chaudhary, revealed that in 2024, there was a sharp rise in the amount linked to Indians in Swiss banks. An estimated 37,600 crore, almost 3 times higher than previous figures. Some viewed this as a sign of India's growing economic strength, while many others saw it as possible evidence of hidden black money. However, the minister also clarified that the data published by the Swiss National Bank, SNB, doesn't include only direct deposits. It also accounts for funds held in foreign branches, interbank payments, and liabilities. So, assuming that the entire amount is black money would be factually incorrect. But does that lessen public concern? Probably not. The government explained the composition of the SNB data in detail. It showed that this data reflects a broader picture of the banking system, which often includes corporate funds, foreign investments, and legally held deposits. In other words, the common belief that money in a Swiss bank automatically means black money isn't always accurate. Yet, the pressing question remains, if such massive amounts of Indian-linked funds are sitting abroad, what is their actual connection to the Indian economy? In this context, the government shared another crucial detail, AEOI, or Automatic Exchange of Information. This is an international agreement under which Switzerland shares financial information about Indian residents with India every year. This process began in 2018, and India received its first set of data in 2019. Since then, India has been getting this information annually. This means the government now has the tools to correctly identify and analyze the money held abroad. Now comes the biggest question. Since 2022, how much black money has actually been brought back to India? This is important because receiving information alone is not enough. Action must follow. In response, the government cited the Black Money, Undisclosed Foreign Income and Assets, and Imposition of Tax Act 2015, commonly known as BMA. Under this act, a one-time compliance window was opened in 2015 for 3 months. During that period, 684 disclosures revealed undisclosed foreign assets worth 𝐼𝐴164 crore. The government collected 2,476 crore as tax and penalty from these disclosures. It was a significant start, but the question arose, did the momentum continue? The government further stated that up to 31 March 2025, a total of 1,021 assessments were completed under BMA, resulting in tax and penalty demands amounting to 35,105 crore. Additionally, 163 prosecution complaints were filed, indicating that wherever there was a lead, the government took action. However, a major revelation also came to light. Only 338 crore has actually been recovered so far in the form of tax, interest, and penalties. This means that while the numbers on paper appear large, the actual recovery is far less. And it is this gap that breeds doubt and dissatisfaction in the minds of the public. Now think, if the money deposited in Swiss banks is truly legal and tax paid, then why is there so much silence and secrecy surrounding it? Shouldn't the Indian government publicly disclose the sources and transparency of such funds? Because when millions in the country are battling inflation and unemployment, news of hidden wealth in foreign banks only fuels anger and frustration. At the same time, we must also understand that simply having an account in a Swiss bank is not a crime. Many times, Indian companies, NRIs, foreign citizens, or international business operators open accounts there, and these are entirely legal. But when such accounts are opened secretly and taxes aren't paid on them, that's when they fall under the shadow of black money. This is why every time Swiss banks are mentioned, an image forms that of a vault filled with the hidden treasures of corrupt individuals. But the reality is far more complex. The truth is tangled in a web of legal, tax-related, and international regulations. And even for the government, exposing this truth is a daunting challenge. But now the real question is, have this government or the previous ones truly been capable of meeting this challenge? Because over the years, many high-profile scam accused have fled the country. And some names have surfaced in international leaks like the Panama Papers or Pandora Papers. So why don't we see decisive action being taken? In 2015, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi took a firm stance against black money, the public was filled with hope that the country's hidden wealth would finally return. At that time, claims like bringing back black money from Swiss banks and giving 15 lakh to every Indian became wildly popular. Although the government later clarified that no such official statement was ever made, it clearly reflected the intensity of public expectation. One more aspect that comes to light in this entire process is the role of investigative agencies. The Income Tax Department, Directorate of Enforcement, ED, and other investigative bodies often take years to collect information about foreign banks and accounts. This delay is due to legal formalities, international cooperation hurdles, and complex diplomatic procedures. But the common citizen simply wants to know, has anything actually come out of it? Even today, when a member of parliament raises a question on this topic, the government often shields itself behind statistics. But numbers alone don't eliminate poverty or accelerate development. Because until the illegally parked wealth in foreign banks is brought back into the Indian economy, development will remain limited to policies on paper. That's why the time has come for the government to take two steps forward on this issue. With complete transparency, it should publicly disclose every year how many foreign asset investigations were conducted, how many people were penalized, and how much money was actually recovered. This would restore public confidence and strengthen the financial integrity of the nation. There's another side to this issue. The world is becoming increasingly digital, and hiding money or evading taxes is no longer as easy as it once was. Agreements like AOI, Automatic Exchange of Information, US laws like FATCA, and global initiatives by the OECD have increased transparency at the international level. But India must seize this opportunity to strengthen its own policies and monitoring systems even further. In the end, the question remains, can the government effectively track foreign assets linked to its citizens and channel that wealth to other countries' development? Will there come a day when the mention of Swiss banks isn't tied to scandal, but is instead heard as an honorable example of global trade?
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources, news from various news agencies, opinion polls and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.